Learning a language isn't easy, but it is simple. I speak English, Spanish, Italian, and I started learning French earlier this year. And when you distill all of what learning a language is, it is increasing the amount of input and producing as much output as possible. And most people get this wrong in two ways. They are only doing input and not enough output, or they are doing the wrong types of input. This is where you see the people spend all of their time on Duolingo because it feels like they're being productive, but they are making you create sentences that you otherwise would never say in the language that you speak now. So why would you say it in a different language? And because of this, the output is the thing that gets neglected. That obviously, when you are speaking and you do not know if you're saying something correctly, and you most likely are not saying something correctly, you don't want to do that because it's much more difficult than the input. All you have to do is listen, think about it. You could be right, could not be right, but nobody's telling you that you're wrong in doing it. When you are creating the output, somebody is going to tell you that you are wrong. And even if nobody is saying it, you will know if it's right or wrong because you can look it up and it tell you that you are wrong. And so most people shy away from that. And because of that, most people's learning stops at being able to understand it, not being able to speak it. And that is not comprehension. When you can increase the amount of output that is possible, the amount of learning is where you actually start seeing it variably change, because when you are speaking it, you may not be saying things right, but the force of you having to think and get frustrated in trying to put together thoughts where there is actual pressure because it has to come out of your mouth is where you are putting real thought into the language learning, where everything else is just kind of theoretical because it's just going in your head and you're thinking about it. And there is no, yes, this is correct, no, this is not correct, until you actually say those things and have to say them in a way where you are not looking at something structured to give you that information. So increase the output, limit the inputs only if you know that the inputs that you're getting are at a level slightly higher than where you're at, because at that point in time, you're going to be able to understand most of the things, but have to think about how you would reply to them or say those things to begin with.